potholes, Newark's production, Kiss Me Kate, ACT preparation, catch up on Newark sports, and weekend weather with Carissa Daup.
This is the Weekly Roar with your hosts, Eric Dickey and Morgan Hummel. Wildcat Sports with Matt Earhart. And a look at Wildcat weather with Carissa Daup.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Roar. I'm Eric Dickey.
And I'm Morgan Hummel. We have an exciting show for you today, including a look at some ways to prepare for the ACT, Newark's damaged roadways, and a checkup on the seasoned sport teams.
But first, let's take a look at the show premiering today at our very own theater department, the long-awaited spring musical Kiss Me Kate with Corey Hegel. Corey?
Here at Newark High School's auditorium, where many plays have been put on, including this week's production of Kiss Me Kate. But we're here on a different mission, to see what goes on behind the curtains, the tech crew. Tech crew are the people that work behind the curtains. In between scenes, they move sets. They have very little time to get their job done. We talked to Larissa Burton to find out what her job is for tech crew.
My job is I work backstage with the tech crew back there, and our job is to make sure our sets get where they need, and they need to get there quickly so that we can move on really, really fast, or it just gets really bad.
We had a very special opportunity to talk to the director of the drama department, David Williams, and stage manager, Mary Reagan. Here's what they had to say about tech crew.
The tech crew is extremely important. Tech crew is the foundation of the show. The actors are the ones on stage looking good, and they're the ones that everyone claps for and everything. Without the tech crew, the actors don't look good. We've got the lighting crew, and if you see the sets and the costumes and everything in normal lighting, they don't look good. It's the lighting that makes it. The sound crew works their butts off every day, getting everyone mic'd up, keeping batteries going, mixing the sound and everything. It's a tough job to do, and the kids we have doing it do a great job.
I'm stage manager of the show, which means I control the stage crew, which does set changes and the props. And on show nights, I'm in charge of everybody because the directors have done their job. So now it's up to me to make sure everyone else does theirs. The show is going really well. It's pulling together. We open, 3 days, so it'll be interesting. But it's going pretty well, and I think it'll pull together, and it's a nice show.
If you would like to see the production of Kiss Me Kate, stop by Newark High School's auditorium on Friday, February 27th at 7:30, Saturday, February 28th at 7:30, or catch the matinee on Sunday, March 1st at 2 p.m. Tickets will be sold for $5 for seniors and students and $8 for adults. I'm Corey Hegel reporting from the Weekly Roar. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Corey. Hopefully I can get tickets before they sell out.
Grease and Beauty of the Beast were great shows. I'm sure Kiss Me Kate will follow with much success as they did. Break a leg.
Well, I'm grateful the show's indoors because rumor has it that it's not going to be the nicest this weekend.
Well, let's see what Carissa Daup has for us for the weather. Carissa?
Thanks, guys. We made it through our first Saturday school this year, and hopefully by the next Saturday school, the weather will be warm and sunny. Looking at the national map, there is some cloud coverage throughout the northwest part of the United States and some precipitation to the north, south, and west. A closer look at home shows that not much is happening, just some cloud coverage and some precipitation to the north. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 37 and a low of 19. This weekend and early next week, temperatures will cool down and then get a little warmer going into next week. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 35 and a low of 21. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 36 and a low of 21. Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 42 and a low of 27. And Tuesday will be rainy with a high of 44 and a low of 31. That's it for weather. Back to you guys.
Go back up. Thanks, Carissa. I'm so glad it's finally starting to warm up. I think I'm going to miss the snow, although it's caused some severe damage to the roads around Newark.
It sure did, which has caused some significant wear and tear on my car. Let's take a look at the potholes problems with Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin here on Woods Avenue. As you can see, many of the streets here in Newark are less than easy to drive on. With potholes scattered throughout our city streets, I asked those in charge their plans for repair.
Majority of the complaints come in through email. I get some over the phone, but almost all of them come by email, which is great because I literally copy the email to the street department and to the service director to say, here's the next one, so to speak.
Naturally, city officials always do their best to fix any problem based on citizen complaint. But what really goes into fixing the streets of Newark?
It depends on how badly the roads are deteriorated and the time of year. Winter, you're not going to get a brand new road.
Recently, with the storm we had with all the ice and the very, very low temperatures, are one of the hardest things on the asphalt. It cracks, and then what happens is when we get a little thaw, water gets in there, it freezes and cracks again, separates it, then it starts to come up.
Well, some streets don't need a complete reconstruction. There's only potholes here and there, so it varies.
We have a license plate permissive tax. It was raised this year for collection of $10 additional per car. Only can be used for paving. And what I had proposed to council in 2008 early on was to borrow against that while the cost of asphalt was low and try and pave all these streets that are terrible. They're ones, 1.5s, and 2s, pave them all. Because what happens when you go to repair them, the repair cost is a lot lower than the repaving cost. It's probably $275 to $300 a foot now to do everything, including the curbs and so forth. But even a general resurfacing is probably $150 to $200 a foot.
We have a 16-man crew, and that we'll run, usually right now we're running 2 patch boxes a day with the crews.
Timing has a lot to do with it. If a repair is made to a road because of a utility during late fall or winter, we can't get to it, nor can they get to it until spring when the asphalt companies open up their doors again.
They have to get back in within a reasonable amount of time and make it back to as good as new as the way we put it, or as good as it was with what they came upon before they had to cut into the street. Some of those utility holes are ours. Some of those are done by city employees. We have a water and sewer department, and in the winter, if these cold weather changes, we have water main breaks that we have to go in and repair. Typically the utility companies, if it's cold weather, they won't do as good as patching it until it warms up some because the asphalt plants may not be open. They're only open during a season. They usually start mid-March, they close late October. So over the winter they don't even produce asphalt. They have a product called cold patch, and they do their best with it. Sometimes they'll pour a little bit of concrete in it, put the cold patch over it, then come back and try and do a better job once it warms up.
Thanks, Aaron.
Eric, have you been down to Call to College yet?
I've been meaning to get around to that.
Well, you're getting way behind. Hopefully this next segment will give you a hand with some ideas to prep for the ACT. Over to Anthony Horbay.
Hi, I'm Anthony Warbay. I'm here at Newark High School talking to Ms. Straker and others about the ACT and how students are preparing for it.
There's preparation that can be done through a Call to College, and we're offering not only the Turbo Camp, but also last week we just held a brown bag lunch that gave students an overview of the test itself and the importance of standardized tests like this and college entrance exams.
There are a number of ways our Newark High School students can prepare for the ACT test.
I'm doing the online prep, and I got the ACT book, and I've been reading it.
I'm doing the online prep ACT thing, and I'm studying, practicing.
Taking online tests and asking teachers for help.
We're going to offer a practice test, just like the real thing, on March the 14th. It's a Saturday. So all of those kinds of things give different preparation to the students through a Call to College.
Most students felt they would do good on the ACT test.
I think I'll do fantastic on the ACT.
I hope I do pretty good.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it. I don't know how well I'm going to do the first time, so I'm probably going to have to take it again.
I think I should do pretty good, actually. I mean, I want to do pretty good, so if I have a good mindset, then I will do good.
I would say we have some books available, some practice books. To take practice in the written form is probably a good idea as well. So some of that needs to be individual by students who are going to be taking the test. But there are a lot of good ways to practice. I would just say don't overdo it. Try to use time wisely when you're practicing.
The next 2 test dates for the ACT are April 4th and June 13th. Any student who plans on going on to college should really take the ACT test.
Taking the ACT test is really critical if students are planning to go on to college, particularly traditional four-year colleges.
There are a number of ways to prepare for the ACT.
I prepare. We got packets, and I study over my packet, and I get online, and they have like ACT pre-test and stuff, and that's another way I also prepare for my ACT that I should ace.
Well, there you go. Back to you guys.
Well, I think I'm going in the right direction. I feel pretty ready.
I've missed out on a lot. I have some catching up to do.
Well, once you get caught up, there are several new scholarships available in the guidance office. The Newark Teachers Association Scholarship is for students with a parent member of the Newark Teachers Association. Minimum GPA of 3.0. Deadline is April 6th.
The ADK Beta Gamma Educational Scholarship is for females planning on entering the field of education. Deadline is April 15th.
The Down Syndrome Scholarship Program is for students with Down syndrome or that have a sibling with Down syndrome. Deadline is March 31st. The Shelley Company Future Educator Award is for students planning to enter the field of education. Deadline is March 20th.
The Energy Cooperative has an opportunity for 2 scholarships for high school seniors who live with their parents as a household that has service provided by the Energy Cooperative. If you are not sure if your electrical service supplier, please check with your parents before picking up an application in the guidance office. The deadline for that is March 6th. Also available is the Time Warner Scholarship for seniors who have Time Warner cable service and within a 3.5 GPA, involved with a community service and have a financial need. Deadline is March 31st.
The Licking County Home Economics Association Scholarship is for students planning on entering a family and consumer science related career. Deadline is April 30th.
Newark Granville Altressa Club offers a scholarship for females based on grades, character, and citizenship. Deadline for that is April 1st.
And finally, the American Business Women's Association Scholarship is for any senior and requires an autobiography and 2 letters of reference. Deadline to apply is April 15th. For more information on any of these scholarships, please stop by the guidance department.
Well, with all this talk of scholarships, I feel the need for a break. Let's head over to Matt Earnhardt. Matt?
Thanks, guys. Well, the Newark guys wrestling team had a meet at Watkins Memorial last Saturday. Tyler Rinaldi, one of the few seniors that wrestled this year, is going to districts. He won 2 of his matches and then lost in the semifinals, but came back and won in the consolation round. He wrestles again tonight and tomorrow. Moving from the mats to the courts, the guys basketball team won their playoff opener against Marysville. Cody Dennison had 16 points with Sean O'Keefe, who also had his first career double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds. Roland Watson added another 16 points. Taylor Huffman had 14 points and 9 rebounds that helped the undersized Newark team win. Newark will face off this Friday against a very big Marion Franklin this Friday at Olentangy Orange. Moving from the guys to the girls ended an 8-year postseason losing streak, winning 36-29. Sarah Bennett led the Wildcats with 12 points and 12 rebounds. The Lady Cats played last night against the number 2 seed Dublin Kaufman at Westerville Central. We will update you on next week's show. Well, that's it for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. Now that we're on the subject of sports, if you're interested in track this year and missed the meeting the other day, please stop by Coach Nash in 15D, Coach Phelps in 212G, or Coach Knopf in 202C for more information.
Are you a bowler and want to continue competing? Starting March 12th, there will be a 10-week season for high school bowlers at Valley Lanes. There will be an organizational meeting about the league March 5th at 6 p.m. For coaches, parents, and bowlers. Teams will consist of 4 bowlers per team and the cost will be $6 per bowler each week.
Well, with all this talk of sports, it reminds me that it's the last prom for the class of 2009. It's time to start preparing for the senior class video for after prom. Senior students need to turn in their pictures to Mrs. Evans in the gym, and they need to be on a CD. We're not able to take any photos that are not on a CD. The deadline to submit your CDs is March 20th. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Evans or Mr. Philhauer.
But that's all we have time for the show today. Mr. Fullen would like to remind students and teachers that our next makeup days will be held Saturday, March 21st and Thursday, June 4th. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend.
We leave you with the alma mater. Go Cats.
High school, Newark High School, loyal now thy children stand, as we lift our